Welcome to a go. Today I'm going to be showing my collection of cassettes that I purchased as a pre-teenager and throughout my teenage years. This was between probably 12 years old and 15. So let's get into it. First off, we'll start with something pretty tame, something that everyone knows, and it's straight out rock. And that would be this cassette. Let's get over here in the right spot. This would be the cassette by Rush. This is their first album, Straight Out Rock. That's a great album. And I guess I picked it up because I really liked Rush. And so I wanted to have something by them. So I grabbed this one. I had a few different influences, musical tastes from different sources. And one of those sources was my brothers. My middle-aged brother was three of us. So my middle brother, I call him, was into Depeche Mode, Erasure, New Order. He would always go to the dance clubs. He was a new waver. So a lot of his friends listened to that same kind of music. And they'd DJ the local church dances and play all the new wave, all the stuff that they'd hear at the clubs. And I think I heard People Are People, not People Are People. I'm trying to think which album. Yeah, I think the album's called People Are People. I should know better. And I really liked it. It was really different. So I decided to go to the local music store and pick up one of the cassettes. And I think this was their most recent album at the time. And it was this Black Celebration. It's really atmospheric album. It's a really good album. One of my favorites. A lot of times I think some of our favorite albums are the first ones we've heard. And this was definitely the first full album I ever heard from Depeche Mode. Another one of those influences was The Cure. Sorry about that. I'm not putting it in the right spot to show it correctly at first. It's off screen, so I have to move it so you can see it clearly. The Cure, the top. This is a really overlooked album by theirs, but it's a really good one, and I really enjoy it. I like Caterpillar. I think that's the name of the song is Caterpillar on here. Let's see here. Yep, The Caterpillar. Really good song. There I go again. Another family influence was from my parents. They had taken a trip to England for business. My dad was running the headquarters here in the U.S. for a business out of England, and they went there to go to a business party. And there at the business party were the Silver Searchers. They played there. Sugar and Spice is a great song. And they were originally called the Searchers, but in later years they changed their name to Silver Searchers. And I really enjoy this cassette. I play this all the time. I need to get back to listening to my cassettes. If they're in good condition, I have to check them out and see if they are. And play them a few times. It's been a while. I've had them boxed up. Other influence of mine was the radio. In the very early 80s, like 81, I'd record onto cassettes. I guess that my brothers had around the house. I'd get the cassette and record radio. And I did that. And also like to find radio stations that played a little different music. And there's one called KPFT 90.1. They're in Houston, Texas. Still there, but sorry they don't play the great music that they used to. But they had really good music shows. Like every 2 or 3 hours, there'd be a different show. There'd be country, there'd be talk shows, heavy metal, punk, new wave, all sorts of music. And this next one was from listening to a radio show called Funhouse Show. And this band is the legendary Pink Dots. And this is titled The Golden Age. I really like this cassette as well. Let's see. I need reading glasses to be able to see what it says. I don't remember the song titles, but anyway, that's the cassette here. Clear cassette. Really love reading all the liner notes and looking at all the pictures while I'm listening to music. So this is a great album by them, legendary Pink Dots. Another one of my influences was going into the music store. I'd go to the music store and just look around, see if they had anything interesting. Always looking for something different. And I think this is where I heard this band first. I think this is where I heard of them. I didn't actually hear of them. I just saw the album cover and picked it up. But then again, I'm not quite sure if that's how I found it, but I'm pretty sure that's the way I found it. And that was the UK Subs. The 13, 14-year-old who wouldn't like that cover. In the graveyard with the casket there with someone coming out of it. So I picked it up. It's just punk, straight out punk music. UK Subs. And this one's called Left for Dead. Skateboard magazine, I was way into skateboarding, and Thrasher magazine always featured skaters as well as music. So some of these cassettes that I saw first in Thrasher magazine. Like I said, this cassette may have been through Thrasher magazine, but it may have been just going to Hastings Music in the local mall. And this is Flip Side. This is a compilation of punk albums, punk bands. You got Charge GB8s, you got The Freeze. Let's see here. White Flag. I think, no, Black Flag is not on here, I don't think. I don't think Black Flag is on here. Well, there's quite a few different flag bands. There's Red Flag, Black Flag, White Flag. But so this was really influential to me because it was a compilation. So I was able to listen to a lot of bands and then go back and see if I could find any of the cassettes at the store. So the next one that follows is actually from that same music store, Hastings. That's where I bought most of my music. There used to be one called Sound Warehouse, which a lot of you may know. It was Sound Warehouse. It was outside of the mall, but there was Sam Goody's inside the mall as well as Hastings. And Hastings was the place that I really like to go. And that's where I purchased probably most of these cassettes. Minus this cassette. I did not purchase this there. And that was the Dickies. And this was one of the bands featured on that last compilation I just showed you, Flip Side. And they were really great, California punk. And if you listen to the singer's voice, you could tell he's very influential for Green Day and other bands. California band, Green Day from California. So they were very influential. If you just listen to the voice, very similar. But this is the real thing. The Dickies is the real thing. And this is the Great Dictations. This was their the best of, greatest hits. If you like to say. The inside there. Not much to look at in this one, but cool thing. I love it. This one actually, I even remember I bought it. We were vacationing and we stopped in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And at the hotel that was nearby was the mall. Went in there, found this cassette, and I recognized it from the compilation I had, and I grabbed it. All these cassettes I listen like crazy. They may be all worn just for me listening to them. Another band that was featured on that compilation is Charge GBH. This one is entitled Midnight Madness and Beyond. They're also called GBH, as well as Charge GBH. I'm thinking that Charge GBH was later on. They were formed in 1978, I think, 1979, called GBH, and then later on, as far as I understand, changed their name to Charge GBH. But it's the same band. I always like to look at these eyes on here and try to see if I recognize any from actors or anything. I don't know. That's what I try to do, is see if there are any actors in there. But I'm not quite sure who the eyes are of. This one could have been from Thrasher magazine, but I have a feeling it was just for me going to the store and looking around to the music store. And that is The Exploited. This is just straight out hardcore punk. Has a couple references in there of the Terminator. So I listened to this quite a bit as a kid. I put this into my Walkman. I didn't have a real Walkman, brand name Walkman. I put it in my Walkman cassette player, put on my headphones, get on my skateboard, and ride to my friend's house. He lived about a mile or so, maybe 2 miles away. And I listened to this thing going to his house. Like I said, one of my influences was Thrasher Magazine. And I know these next two cassettes were definitely from Thrasher Magazine. Because I remember seeing the ad. And the artwork looked so interesting that I had to go hunt it down. And that is Excel. I think this came out in 1986. And I don't know if I bought that when this came out. I don't remember. But you see the cover, very interesting. See if you can focus in. And this one's entitled Split Image. I also picked up another cassette, and I know I bought this one brand new when it came out because I followed this band, which is the same band, Excel. And so I know I bought this brand new. This came out in 1989, so I was 14 years old. I mean, it could have been 15 when I bought it, but I'm pretty sure I know right when it came out, I picked it up. So I really love the artwork in this cassette. Did I show it right? Let's see. Did I show it right the first time? Okay, there it is. I can see it good. See it. I really love looking at this art. I draw this on my notebook at school. That face. I really like drawing that. And I draw the name XL. I was really into them. And always, I never had any clothes that looked like his, but man, I wanted to dress like this guy right there. I loved his socks and his long shorts, all black like that with his baseball cap. I never had that outfit, but man, did I love it. Sure did want it, but never had it. But I just love looking at this art. Man. All the lyrics on the inside. I learned those lyrics really well. So that's it. That's my collection. There's actually a couple more cassettes I had. I remember only one more, and that was because of the radio station I listened to, because of the Funhouse show. And that was Einstürzen Neubauten, Albert Mensch. And I used to always play that in my headphones as well, when I'd cut the grass. So, man, as a kid, music sure is influential. I know my son loves music. He loves Guns N' Roses. He listens to them like all the time. And I know how it is as a kid, the artwork and the music and the energy and just learning something new, something that there's something new that other people might not know. It was just really fun for me. At that time, I didn't know anybody that listened to any of that music. I was pretty much a loner at that time. I had no idea. But it was something that I loved. And that's all important. If you like it, the music, then that's all that matters. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I know it's a little something different. It is dealing with music, which I love doing videos on music. And we've had quite a few videos going out looking for collections, picking up collections at estate sales. So go back and check out our other videos. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Excuse me. Subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends and family. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll catch you next time.